Minnesota Vikings closed out their 16-man practice squad by signing nose tackle Albert Huggins, a.k.a. Huggy Bear, the former 2019 UDFA coming out of Clemson University, as the Vikings just search high and low to try and replace Michael Pierce. Yeah, PJ Howell wasn't it. Remember him? That was fun. So let's talk about the brand new member of the Minnesota Vikings practice squad today. So background, Huggy Bear, Albert Huggins. Great name, by the way. All name, all game team. He's going to be on there. So he's 23 years old, 6'3", 315, a former four-star recruit coming out of Orangeburg, South Carolina. Stayed in state. He was the number one recruit out of South Carolina in 2015. Signed up with the Clemson Tigers. But the problem is, Clemson's defensive line for basically the past decade has just been stacked. Absolutely stacked. So during his time there, Clelin Ferrell, 2019 number 4 overall pick by the Raiders. Meh. Christian Wilkins, number 13 overall pick by the Dolphins last year. Absolute stud. Dexter Lawrence, his primary competition there. 2019 number 17 overall pick by the Giants. Leave it to Dave Gettleman to draft a two-down nose tackle in the first round. Great. Austin Bryant was also their 2019 fourth-round pick by the Lions. So absolutely beastly stacked during the time that Albert Huggins was there. And also that line stayed together for multiple seasons, won 2 national championships. Of course, Huggins was a big part of that, but was he ever really a starter? It's tough, especially when you have 2 defensive tackles like Christian frickin' Wilkins, as well as Dexter Lawrence in there. It is extremely difficult to get on the field, even if you are a very highly regarded recruit in your own right. But Huggins did get his to a degree. Recorded 69 tackles, nice, 13 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks during his career. Also did play 408 snaps for Clemson as a senior. Also, he started the 2 playoff games, including the national title win over Alabama at nose tackle after Dexter Lawrence got popped for PEDs, if you remember that. So, yeah, even though he never was a full-time starter, still contributed at a high level. And I sort of equated to, remember when Matt Castle came out of USC? So he never started for the Trojans. He's always behind a guy. He was behind Carson Palmer, then he was behind Matt Leinart. But the Patriots still took a flyer on him in the 7th round. And then, of course, Vikings fans, we remember the good old days of Matt Castle, just great. But Huggins is like that to a degree. Combine-wise, not much to write home about besides the 35 bench reps, so he already has man-sized strength. And that's something about Clemson, both on the defensive tier and offensive interior. All those guys just jacked. Just completely move people. It's like Dabo Sweeney has a type. Ended up going undrafted in 2019. Sort of expected, even though all 4 of his teammates were drafted, including 3 in the first round. You thought maybe a team would take a late round flyer on him since he was a big rotational piece on there, but wasn't meant to be. Eventually ended up in training camp with the Texans, and then this is amazing. So, was in camp with the Eagles, eventually was with the Patriots, was on the Eagles again, played in the regular season, then back on the Texans, and then recently was part of the Detroit Lions before the Vikings signed him up on the practice squad. I did play 44 snaps last season for Philadelphia during a second stint over 4 games, recorded 3 tackles and had 4 pressures. So, like we mentioned, amazing power. He's already got that in spades. Not much of a penetrator, not really his game. That's why I think he does project more as a nose tackle as opposed to a 3-tech. But also in the trenches, it's all about leverage. It's all about hands, control the hands, control the man. Now, Huggins already plays with good leverage, already has that strength, but plays with good leverage despite being 6'3". He does play pretty squatty and mean that in all the positive ways possible. Hands do need some work. Yeah, of course, Andre Patterson, when he talks about defensive linemen, notably defensive interior linemen, he talks about the importance of hand placement and hand fighting. And that's why they do love Shamar Stephen. That's why they call him the big fundamental, because you just watch his hands. They're always very sound, they're very technical, and they're always in the right place. So that's why 93 keeps getting some love. That's why he's a starter. And he does... Huggins does have better closing speed than he's tested for. Go back and watch some of the tape. You will see 67. Make some nice plays out there, closing the distance a lot faster than you expect a 315-pound nose tackle to do. So, like we said, Enke does project more as a nose tackle than a 3-tech. He does fit the mold as one of those hybrid guys, sort of like Armon Watts or like Jaleel, sort of like Shamar Stephen. But unlike those 3, I think he does project better as a nose tackle. And do have on good authority that if they didn't bring in Huggins or another nose tackle to the practice squad, David Moa, the UDFA from Boise State, would have been brought would have been brought back in as he projects to be more of a natural nose tackle as well. So the Vikings are trying to do whatever they can to fill in that 2-down, 2-body, or 3-body, 2-gap role that Michael Pierce has left. But I mean, will Huggins make some hay? Probably not this season, but I think that he has enough potential. I think that he's intriguing enough that the Vikings want an extended look. He's played well whenever he was given opportunity at Clemson. He filled in decently on limited snaps when he played in the regular season last year for the Eagles, the other bird team. Yeah, so he'll be on the practice squad this year. Team will get some initial impressions of him. Maybe he'll stick around all season. Maybe he'll be bumped up on the game day 55, and then we'll see what happens in training camp next year. But I think overall, at this stage of the game, getting a guy who's not a known commodity but has some decent potential at a position of need, I think it's important, and I think it's a really nice signing. Your thoughts, Albert Huggins, Huggy Bear. Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull some of the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.